Hi guys, I just sent a picture of the answer key to the second review sheet I gave out the last time we met. One of the problems, I wanted to actually do it out with you, so please make sure you watch this video and pay attention. It's number 15. It's the second review sheet I gave. This was the first page, and this is the second page. So number 15. So you can't have, the rule is you can't have an I in the denominator. Like we've done a problem before where there's like a square root on the bottom, and the rule is you can't have a square root on the bottom. So what we did is you multiply the top and bottom by the same square root, and then square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is just a 3, and that takes care of the square root on the bottom. Here, the rule is you multiply by not a minus, it's the same exact thing, but a plus. And why do you do that? That is the only way to get rid of the I. So the rule is you can't have a square root on the bottom. You know I is the square root of -1. So I is hiding out, like there's a square root that's hiding out there. So you can't have an I on the bottom. Okay, so the rule, then you multiply the top and bottom by the same exact denominator, except you change the signs. If this is a minus, then this is a plus and a plus. So I'm going to multiply the top. I'm just going to write them together. I'm not really going to do anything fancy. Just writing them on one fraction bar. This is how you multiply fractions. Like if you had 2/3 times 1/8, you would do 2 times 1 and get a 2. That's what I'm doing right now. On the bottom, you would multiply these two. 5 minus 3i times 5 plus 3i. Okay, now is sort of the part that takes like a few minutes to do. You're going to do the distributive property or FOIL, whatever you feel more comfortable with. That's what you do in the top part. That's what you do in the bottom part. Pause the video and do the distributive property yourself, and then like start the video to make sure that you did it correctly. So 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times positive 3i is positive 3i. Negative I times 5 is negative 5i. Negative I times positive 3i squared is negative 3i squared. On the bottom, distributive property, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times positive 3i is 15i. Negative 3i times 5 is negative 15i. Negative 3i times positive 3i is negative 9i squared. Okay, now we're just going to combine like terms and simplify. These two i's added up together give you, minus 2i. I squared, this is the other thing that you need to study for the test. If I equals the square root of -1, I squared equals -1. So I squared equals -1. -1 times -3 is positive 3. On the bottom, this 25 is going to stay. The positive 15i, negative 15i, they cancel. Negative 9 times positive I squared, negative 9 times I squared is -1. Negative 9 times -1 is positive 9. All right, last step. Combine these two numbers, 5 and 3, give you an 8. The minus 2i stays. And then add the two numbers on the bottom, 34. And this is the final answer for 15. You try 16. I posted the answer and the work. Don't look at this. Try it yourself first and make sure you get the right answer.